In this video, we'll be going over the verb tener. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a shorter one, as there's not too much to it, but it is one of the most common verbs in all of Spanish. In the present tense, it tends to be a little irregular. So let's first start with what it means. It means to have. And the present tense conjugations are going to look like this. Tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, and tienen. So I have, you have, he, she, it, you formal have, we have, and they or y'all have. Now, one thing to note as well is that it is very irregular. There's actually two different things going on here. So first, you may have noted that it's an E to IE stem changer. So you can see this in the tu form, in the ele usted form, in the ellos ellas ustedes form. We won't notice it in the nosotros form or the yo form. Now for the nosotros, the reason why is because every single time that we have a stem changing verb, it will never change in the nosotros form. The nosotros does not do the stem change. If you remember, a stem change is essentially taking this part of the word and changing it kind of like that. So in this case, it's going to be an E to IE stem changer. So tienes, what we would expect to be tenes, it's going to go to tienes. So no stem change in the nosotros form or the vosotros if you're learning Spain Spanish. And then you'll also notice that the yo form is tengo. Now this is known as a yo-go verb, in which essentially there are certain verbs that in the yo form in the present tense, they have a go at the end of it. It ends in go. So for example, if we're looking at the word hacer, hacer goes to hago instead of hago. So tener is going to do the same thing, but it's also not going to have the stem changer there. It's not tengo, just tengo. So I have, you have, so on and so forth. So for example, if I were to say, I have a pen, tengo un bolígrafo, or yo tengo un bolígrafo. If I were to say, we have a book, tenemos un libro, so on and so forth. Now, continuing on, I just wanted to go over tener plus que plus infinitive real quick, because this is also something that you'll see commonly in Spanish. This basically means to have to do something. So for example, if I were to say, you have to do your homework. What we'll start with is the form of you have, right? So tienes, then a que, and then it's very important to note that this will always be in infinitive form. So you can see it's listed as to do, not you have, you do. It's you have to do, right? So we're going to say hacer. Instead of haces, hacer. I'm going to stay in its original infinitive form. So tienes que hacer tu tarea. So overall, with tener plus que plus infinitive, very simple as well. You just take your form of tener and you conjugate it based on who's doing the action. Also the tense, but in this case, we're just focusing on present tense. Then you just take que, it'll always stay que, and then whatever infinitive you want to use. So if I want to say, you could say you have to cook, tienes que cocinar, tienes que leer, tienes que escribir, you have to read, you have to write, so on and so forth. And so there's a lot of different combinations you can have with tener plus que plus infinitive, but overall it's a very good thing to know as well. So pretty simple video here, but that's essentially everything you have to know about the verb tener for now. Just in the present tense, what we focused on today. Going on in the future, you'll learn forms of it in the past, in the future, so on and so forth. But tener is a very important word to know, so I hope this helped. See you in the next one.